Welcome everyone to the Recoverycast powered by Rods for Recovery. My name is Bill and I'm your host.
And I'm Brandon, I'm your co-host.
And this has been such a long time coming. We've been talking about this for a long time. It came full circle. You're going to hear a lot about us, a lot about recovery, but I just right now want to welcome everybody here and tell a little bit about how we got here.
Absolutely, yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to go out and say this, that I appreciate Bill for giving me this opportunity to be a part of something that's amazing like this. When he says full circle, we'll dive deeper into what that means for both of us. But I'm just happy to have the opportunity to share my story and build something that's amazing that Bill's doing right now.
So thanks. And we want to get this out there to not only people in recovery, people looking for recovery, people, families that are supporting someone in recovery, veterans suffering from, it could be addiction or it could be dual diagnosis with PTSD, addiction. One thing could lead to another. So we just want to be here for everybody and let everyone know there is help out there. There is support out there. And this could be you one day.
Absolutely, yeah. Don't allow problems, those addictions to keep you stuck, because there are ways out and you're not alone. It took me numerous times. And when you start to find the genuine people out there that actually care, then it'll start to click.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a spin-off of Rods for Recovery. We started the nonprofit, we got that going. And now we want to offer this podcast for people to have something to reflect on and hear about our ideas or our advice. You know, maybe you could hear something new here that you haven't heard yet, or you could take something to the newcomer and introduce them to some great recovery ideas, thoughts, practices, whatever. But just, we want to get this out there, and we have some awesome subjects that we want to talk about in the future. And we want to share some of those with you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm really excited what this holds for real. I think this can be something that I hope one day we're looking back at this and me and Bill, we joke about Joe Rogan and stuff like that, but I honestly think that it could be something that takes off like that.
Look out, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, right.
We're coming. We're coming full circle, brother.
But something like this when it comes to, because we know what fellowship is and what the bond is, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, all the stuff that we build and the people that we connect with. And if you just stay connected, stay grounded, and just ask for help when you need help, or just look for somebody that's doing the right thing like yourself, in a short amount of time, look at what you've gained and what you've done for just this. And I'm just talking about you in general.
Right.
As somebody that is almost celebrating 9 years of sobriety, you're doing amazing work in a short amount of time. So don't allow nobody, I don't care how much you have clean, what day it is, don't get stuck on those numbers. Just do the right thing. And if you genuinely want to help, you could do whatever you want to do.
If you ask me my opinion on comparing days to people in sobriety, I would say counting days matters as much as counting the income of somebody else in sobriety.
Absolutely.
We're all the same. We're all here for a reason.
Put your shoes on the same way I put mine on.
Exactly. The days, you could count the days, but I say don't count the days, make the days count.
I love it. I love it.
A little bit about Rods for Recovery. For those that aren't familiar, we started Rods for Recovery approximately almost 2 years ago. It's a nonprofit licensed 501c3, and we take people in addiction recovery and our veterans fishing. And we offer fly tying classes, rod building classes, and some other things. And the winter time's coming. Yeah, we'll go out. We'll get out to them trips in the winter time. It doesn't, the cold don't matter, but there's also good times to learn other things, as far as you could learn anything from tying knots to fly tying. We offer it all. So whenever you're ready to make that leap, or if you're interested in something like that, or even going out and spending a day with us fishing, all you got to do is hit us up. And yes, we do have an email. So if you have any questions that you would want featured on a podcast, or if you just want to get in touch with us for any other reason, anything you send to us can be completely confidential, and it will be if you ask.
It'll only be me or Bill.
We are the only two that read the emails, and the email address is recoverycast412@gmail.com.
Yeah, just don't hesitate. If you're struggling out there and you want somebody or you need somebody for anything, just shoot us an email and we'll do our best. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. And when I say that, I mean that. We're not going to leave somebody just hanging.
No, we're losing too many people. Addiction is taking lives every day. More than you think right now. If you look at the rate of overdose from heroin alone, it's 1 every 5 minutes. 1 every 5 minutes. So when we get done with this podcast, 20 people die.
Yeah.
Just today's episode, just this episode, 20 people die. And veterans are battling invisible demons that just affect them every day in their everyday life. And we want them to know that there's support out there too. We took a group from Veterans Place. What a wonderful organization. They house homeless veterans, get them back on their feet.
Washington Boulevard.
Veterans Place in Washington Boulevard. Amazing people there. And we partnered up with them and took them out for a day fishing. And, you know, we just had a great day. Everybody had a great time. Guys caught some fish and it was just an amazing day.
It's amazing the things that we take for granted, like a sunrise or sunset or just being on the open water.
Yeah.
Whenever we're in our active stage, those blessings that come on a day-to-day basis, we take for granted every single day. And when we get out there and you really start to enjoy life and you get to open up and you get how many times you've been fishing when you've been buzzed up, or how many times you've been hunting buzzed up and you didn't remember the day before, but you can actually go out and enjoy it. That's the difference. You're actually enjoying it and remembering it and making those memories, and you're, wow, the sun looks different today. Right? Yeah. The moon looks different today.
How many holidays were you with family where you were there that you just weren't present?
Right. There are so many things that I see on a day-to-day basis that you cannot let those second chances slip by, because tomorrow is definitely not promised. And I promise you, every day you hesitate to make that change, it is a lost day. And when you start to surrender and you start to actually ask and be willing to be shown a different way, that's when the real change takes place. And when you're willing to do that and actually leave it all out there and actually ask for help and follow somebody that actually is going to show you the right way, and that could be any different way. It doesn't have to be just fishing. It doesn't have to be just what we're talking about, but follow the person that actually has some sobriety and actually genuinely wants to help. It doesn't matter. Just change it. Do something.
Yeah.
Anything.
And not to change the subject, but before I go any further, I overlooked a major thing. Where are we?
Oh,
Liquid Vibes Coffee.
Yeah, Liquid Vibes. Hey, you see that behind us?
Right here in West Elizabeth. And if you haven't placed
best coffee in town, you better come get some.
And the vibe here is just unbelievable. I can't even explain it without you coming in to see it. There's a lot to do here.
If you got a wife that likes to spend money and buy little knickknacks, keep her at home. But if you want coffee, you can come get it. Just playing. That's a joke. But there's a lot of amazing stuff here. Shirts, t-shirts, different smells, different holiday stuff, cookies, food, snacks, everything. Come by. Come hang out. This is a wonderful place built. This is my second time being here. When I tell you, when they got the name right, Vibes. It's a great vibe. Yeah. It's a great place to be.
It's definitely different.
I love how it looks, the feel of it. It's just amazing. It feels real homey and cozy.
Yeah, there's no way to explain it. And the third Friday of every month is Dry Friday, and that's why we chose to open this up here, and we hope to continue to do it from here during Dry Fridays, as long as Jamie keeps letting us.
Absolutely. We appreciate that.
But yeah, it's awesome. It's an awesome spot. Please get there. But just remember one thing whenever you're listening to this podcast, one of the most important things I want to tell you is this is never a lecture. This is a community. And we want you to be involved in our community and see what ways you can help other people recover, and how you just recovering out loud and being vocal about it shows those who suffer in silence that there is a way out and there is support.
Mm-hmm.
But isolation and different things that our addiction can make us do is not the right way out. Isolation is the
definition of the disease.
Idle time is the devil's workshop. That's all I'm going to say. It's one of my favorite tattoos. It's written right there. It says idle time is the devil's workshop, and always will be.
Or a worst enemy too.
Yeah, it is. It's your worst enemy. So if you get bored and you're looking for something to do, if it's early in the day, stop down Liquid Vibes and have a coffee. If it's later in the day, let's do a fly tying class, or let's go out on the water.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll show you how nature can. Let's take fishing as what used to be drag a cooler of beer down to the shore and prop open a lawn chair and not care if you catch a fish, but sit there and more worry about catching a buzz than a fish. But that's not how we do it. We're going to introduce you fishing as a sober activity, and you're going to hear every sound. You're going to hear every bird chirp. Right. You're going to hear every leaf rustle, and you're going to say, this is way different than I remember it,
right,
just for the tranquility that it's going to offer you. Absolutely. So I encourage you to contact us or just grab a friend and go fishing, and don't take any beer with you.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
It could be fun.
Absolutely. Yeah,
but,
I'm excited.
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about stuff that throughout the future episodes, and there's just a lot of stuff we want to touch on. And I think rather than going over every episode idea that we have and everything, that I might want to dive into what I think is a really important subject. I didn't even tell Brandon about this before, but he probably knows where I'm going because it's new to the people out there today, and so many people are suffering from it because they're getting the wrong information about it. And that's this little thing called Kratom. And right now, I know the recovery center I work at, Recovery Centers of America, so there's their
little
shout out.
Yep.
So Kratom is legal And Kratom is sold in gas stations. It could be a liquid or it could be a pill form. And Kratom's addictive. They advertise it as energy.
Yeah, I think they may even say non-addictive.
Yeah, it gives you focus.
Yeah, helps you, makes you a better you.
Oh, it makes you a better you.
Yeah.
But if you're on this for any period of time, because you will be if you try it, because you'll want to do it again tomorrow, because you focused good at work that day, to say. Whenever you do decide that this is wrong for you because you're feeling some different effects from it and you try to quit, the withdrawal symptoms are all but fine. They are
almost the same thing as
opioids.
If you were, any kind of opiate. I don't care if you're talking about your IV user or if you're just somebody that takes something orally, it's going to be, if not the same withdrawal, maybe worse. And it can still harm you. Don't think that it's not going to hurt you. People need to be aware. Just because it's sold legally behind the counter shop or whatever doesn't mean it's good for you. People need to be more aware of what their intake is and what people are preaching, because it's not safe. It's a substitution. That's what it is.
It is.
It's a substitution to get high. People do not want to hear that, but that's what it got you. If you're still in that stage where you're looking for some substance to take the pain away that you're going through, you're looking in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
You're looking in the wrong spot. It's not going to be behind that counter.
No.
It's going to be right where we're at.
In front of you.
Right where that person is that actually cares about you. Yeah. Bonding with the people that have some sobriety and talking about what our issues are.
Substances don't help.
No.
Support those.
Absolutely. Agree. 100%.
And that's what we want to spread.
Absolutely.
So if you have any teenagers, early 20s.
Word to mouth. Please tell them.
Tell them that Kratom is not good. And hopefully we could get some bills passed. I know Congress or Senate might be, I heard they were working on something. I don't know what it's going to be, but they're trying to get Kratom basically banned in all of the United States.
It's kind of like what they did with the bath salts, right?
Exactly.
The bath salts, when the bath salts came in, and that was more of a party kind of style substance. But look at what happened with all those people. There was a lot of things that had to take place for it to get banned. And that's where Kratom's headed to. So just don't use a substitution to try to find or try to fill that void that you're going through. Look for a companionship, look for the fellowship, look for somebody that's actually doing right. Just ask for help. Don't be ashamed. Be afraid.
Never be ashamed.
Never be afraid to tell the truth or speak the truth. And when you find somebody, and you'll know, they're going to be there for you, and they're going to bend over backwards, and they're going to get you to wherever you need to go. I don't care if it's a meeting. I don't care if it's just an ear to listen to. I don't care if it's to the post office or to the DMV. They're going to help you if they care.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about finding that right person to jump on the phone with and just reach out. And another thing that's great about tonight is, as I see Joe Haddad walking past, we have so many people that came out for this, being the first episode of the first season. And
it was great. It's great to see people.
Not only great to see people, it's great to see people that are going to be future guests.
Yeah.
I know there's a couple people out there that are going to end up sitting down next to us, in between us, whatever, and they're going to tell how they got here and what decisions they made or what they should have made to get where they're at today. And I guarantee you one thing, anybody you see on our podcast is recovered from addiction and not still addicted. So
not half stepping.
Right. So if you want to be on a podcast and you're still hung up on the fence a little bit, well, get on the other side of the fence so that you can be with us.
Stop playing hopscotch.
Yeah. Yep. Stop playing hopscotch. Because what? Because what? Because monkeys what?
Because monkeys can't sell bananas.
Because monkeys can't sell bananas. That's the truth.
Love it.
Yeah. We're going to get into some stuff. I want to talk about the cost of addiction. But I really want to focus on a lot, even if it's just a little bit in each episode, instead of talking about all the negative stuff from addiction. I really want to talk about a lot of the positive outcomes from recovery. I want to talk about the success stories. Look where we're at. We were one of you. We're one of us. And we came through the system the same way everybody else did, but yet we had a focus. We had a goal, and a goal without a plan is just a dream. And whenever you realize that, you get a plan and you stick to the plan, and that's how you achieve the goal. And I learned that from a great friend, Ivan, and it's something he said around me one day or during a podcast, and it really stuck in my brain, where if I want to achieve a goal, I have to create a plan, and I have to stick to that plan.
No matter what.
All you got to do. And by sticking to the plan doesn't mean you have to do everything by a certain date. Sticking to the plan means you're going to go from point A to point B, point C, and achieve that goal.
No matter what.
If you want to achieve that goal in 5 years and you don't do it until 10, you still did it.
Right.
There's going to be setbacks. But those setbacks don't have to make you quit. You could lose friends. You could lose friends. I could have lost friends because I didn't pick them for a co-host.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're gonna lose them.
But I picked who I felt was right, and you're gonna pick the right people for you, and you're gonna establish that trust, and you're gonna earn theirs.
Yeah. Everybody's story, I feel I've said this numerous times today, but I'm gonna keep saying it. It doesn't matter where you're at. My story is gonna be different than Bill's story.
And that's why we're both here.
Yeah, but we're way more alike than way different. Our similarities
100%.
stay the same. If you pick about what we've been through or what we've overcome, it's going to be this almost identical.
Right.
Just because he worked in different fields and grew up in different areas and worked in different fields doesn't mean that we're more different. Because I guarantee you I could find and pinpoint more similarities than more differences.
And not only that, we were both addicted to a different substance.
Right, right.
That doesn't make it any different either.
At all. We just both hit rock bottom, figured out we had to overcome this some way, somehow, no matter what. No matter where it was my daughter that made me commit to change. Now, that was the beginning phases of my change, but I had to put the legwork in. I had to put that grunt work in. I had to do it no matter what. I was not going to allow my daughter to see me grow up and not be a father figure and not be somebody that she can call on a daily basis or look up to or call. I want her to be my friend. And that's what we have to this day. She's almost 18 years old. I got sober when she was around 6. I had to do it for her, but then it changed for me. Whatever that is for you in the beginning to get you sober, strive for that and keep going no matter what. If it's your wife, if it's your son, if it's your daughter, if it's your job, I don't care what it is. Pick something, but at the end, it's going to change you for you. You're going to want it. If you truly want this, you're going to want it no matter what. Then it becomes, I'm doing this for me. And then it falls down to everything else.
And I was waiting for him to get to that point because I'm going to tell you right off the bat. If you say, I'm going to get sober because my wife wants me to get sober, or I'm going to get sober because my
kids
want to get sober. Right. Unless you want this, it's not going to work. You have to want it. And you have to put the work in. It's not easy.
Hardest thing in your life.
It's not easy. I wake up every morning and look in the mirror and say, how about you don't drink today, ass? Or whatever it is I have to say, just to remind myself that I can make one bad decision and turn my life completely in a bad direction.
Absolutely.
And not come back from it.
It's a day-to-day battle. It doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter where you at in your journey, in your sobriety. It's a day-to-day battle.
And it's just more proof that you're not alone.
Yeah. You could be walking out the grocery store and something crosses your mind, or somebody you've seen that used to use WIT that can just trigger that. Yep. Or it could be a billboard or a commercial. It could be anything.
What month is this?
Yeah.
What month is it?
What is this? The statistics say that I think this is one of the biggest drinking months of the year.
Because?
Of Thanksgiving.
Holidays.
Yeah.
Holidays are either going to make you happy and want to drink, or they're going to make you depressed and want to drink.
Yeah.
Or use.
Yeah, I think this is weekend, I think is the most DUIs, statistic-wise.
The day after Thanksgiving is the biggest drinking and partying night of the year. But
let's change that.
Yeah. Even just Sundays now are football, Saturdays are college football. Everything's going to remind you of the days where you used to do this in a different mindset.
Yep.
But let's not wake up on Monday morning wondering who won the game anymore.
Right,
huh?
right. Oh, where was I?
If you wake up on Monday morning and you remember and you know who won the game and what the good plays were, you won the game.
Yeah, you're doing it good.
That means you won the game.
Right, exactly.
That's the game you want to win.
Yeah, life. It's called life.
Yes, it's
life
called
one. I love it.
Let's try to get that. Wake up on Monday morning and know who won the game.
No more hangovers.
And then you could go look in that bathroom mirror and be like, I won the game last night.
Absolutely.
And that's what you need to do. Pump yourself up.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that. I remember wanting to do or go spend money. I can recall vacations. I'm sure you've done this numerous times. You go on family vacations or you plan these family events and you go out of town and I know it may be different, but like I said, we're going to have more similarities than not. Yours may have been in a liquid form that was behind from the bar, but mine was maybe a narcotic that I had to sneak over in a bag or something. I had to make sure I had enough of those to cover the vacation and stay. And we're planning trips to go use substances or drink alcohol to forget.
Or we're planning our trip around it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Who's driving the bus? Who's driving the car? Are we doing this, or is it our addiction?
How many people made reservations at an Airbnb or a hotel for vacation, and the first thing you did was look on Google Maps to see where the closest bar was?
Right. Yep. Oh, absolutely. I'm sure you're not the only person.
How many times did I get upset because the family wanted to go to Eden Park, and all I could think about was they don't have a tap system?
Yep.
This is a waste of time.
Right. Same thing. If I didn't
But the salad bar is kind of good.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Yeah, but it's the same thing. Like I said, it's the stints that I've gone through, and I'm not gonna glorify, or I'm not gonna get into what I did to get what I needed, because I can tell story for story in crazy stories at that. But I'm not proud of those stories, and I don't want to glorify those things. But just the things I did, the wasted time that I wasted on family trips and vacations and things like that, it makes no sense. When you look back at it, I want to remember things. I want to take advantage of today. I'm so happy that I have a second chance and I can build a family and a relationship and build with somebody and actually remember and be happy that there's somebody out there that either loves me or wants me for me, doesn't want me for something else. You take things like that for granted on a day-to-day, and I'm sure Bill can relate with that too. We may have had past relationships where we weren't our best selves, right? We lose family and we lose relationships throughout addiction or alcoholism. That's just gonna happen. But when you have a second chance, do not let that slip by, because you may not get another one.
And I will, at the right time, get into the way that I did lose.
That's an episode.
I mean, it's
relationships, right?
I mean, yeah, it's going to be an episode, and left what I felt was a bad situation from a bad, I don't want to say a bad marriage, but after the kids were born, it got bad, and we were tested, and it got to the point where it wasn't worth taking the test anymore. And I got out and I got sober, and I'm doing better. And I started a nonprofit. I'm trying to do everything right every day. And my daughters still won't talk to me because of the fact, but I'm hoping they come around, and I'll get into everything about that in another episode as we move along. That this introductory thing is just wanting to let you guys, it's the icebreaker. I mean, we want you to know who we are, what we're all about, and we want you to hear this and say, you know what, I got to show this to so-and-so, or I got to copy this thing and send it to so-and-so. Where can you hear this podcast? I mean, we're going to throw this on Spotify. We have our own Rods for Recovery YouTube channel. It's going to be on there, and it's going to be on all the socials for Rods for Recovery. So
share it, please.
Share it. And
word of mouth.
You go on Spotify, you could copy the link just like YouTube and just send somebody the link, and it'll come right on. And if you feel anybody can benefit from hearing what we have to say, please, by all means, get it out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about. Just making sure that this message is carried on. We're going to keep doing this. I'm committed to this. That I appreciate is I'm not going to let this slip by. This is something was spoke about for a long time, and always brought this up, and I'm going to support him no matter who he chose to do what or what he was doing, because I really truly see the genuine Bill and wanting to help. And it's about, I don't care who he chose or what he chose, but some way, somehow I ended up behind the screen. And I
couldn't be
appreciate
happier. That. And I mean, this is full circle right here. You have to remember, we're not doctors, we're not therapists, and we're not reading from a textbook. This is true life.
Yeah, not scripted.
And whenever we run out of things to say about us, we'll get people on there to say stuff about them. But we're not here to brag about our recovery or our success in recovery. What do you do? I started a nonprofit. Yeah, I want to get out there and help people. And you can too. Absolutely. It's just do it. Do it. And don't come,
the excuses.
Don't come up with excuses. Yeah, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You either want to do it or you don't. Yeah. We'll keep it real. If you want recovery and if you want to be sober, to want it, you have to stick to it. Yeah. Before you get into becoming an entrepreneur or starting a nonprofit or something like that, this is where it starts. Your first goal and your first plan is going to be getting sobriety, getting some time.
Getting a weed.
Yeah, get your weed. And that's another good thing that I feel about Rods, and that's Rods for Recovery. I refer to it as Rods. But anyway, that's one good thing I feel about Rods, is because whenever you leave recovery and you have all these contacts and all these phone numbers and you stay in touch, 6 weeks later, one person falls off. A couple weeks later, you lose another one, or somebody relapses and goes back to recovery, which is normal and fine.
Yeah.
Because this is all about progression and not perfection. Mm-hmm. You'll get there.
Yeah.
But
this is a phrase that I'll say too. You can't be perfect. Nobody can be perfect, but you can live in small pieces of perfection.
There you go.
Just small seconds of perfect is all you need. If you try to become perfect every single day, all day, every day, it's impossible. You cannot be perfect every day. And if you're doing that, you're setting yourself up to fail. If you can live in these small moments, hour of perfection, an hour of just amazing, wonderful you, that's all you need. You don't need to be perfect all the time. I don't want to be perfect. It's too hard to be perfect. I don't want to be perfect. I want to be me. That's it. The sober me. That's who I want to be. That's all. That's all I need. And amazing things start to happen. It's wonderful. Yeah. Love it.
A lot about getting the word out there, and a lot of showing you out there that you can do it. You can not only do recovery, you can be successful as you want to be.
Yeah.
I mean, the sky's the limit. Just because you have a dark past does not mean you can't have a bright future. and it's waiting for you. It is absolutely waiting for you. You just got to go out
Get
there.
out of your own way.
Yeah.
Get out of your own way and just let go. Let somebody else help you. Let somebody else take you by your hand. Try to do something different. If you keep finding yourself in these situations where we call that the insanity part of this disease, and you keep finding yourself doing these things over and over and over again, obviously you don't have the roadmap to success. So allow somebody else to not GPS it for you, but take you by the hand and actually gradually guide you.
Yeah. And then learn to take constructive criticism.
Yeah.
And that's a big step in recovery, because whenever you're in active addiction, you don't want to hear anything good that anybody has to say about you getting better.
Right.
And you will come up with every excuse you can to not get better. And we're here to call bullshit on all your excuses because we know you could get better. So
I've heard some good ones. Yeah, I've probably heard every excuse under the sun. Listen, I'm not judging it, not trying to be funny or anything.
Some of them are very creative.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Listen, whenever, because it's almost, sometimes I would be fighting more for them than they're fighting for themselves, right? You're going to die.
Yeah.
You're going to die.
And that's another subject, is working in recovery, because a lot of people go from addiction recovery working at a recovery center.
Yeah.
Here we are. But
right. It's amazing.
It is, and it's great, but also you have to keep yourself in check, because you can get caught up in it too much.
Quick.
And you're going to help people that don't want help. There's a lot of people in recovery that are court ordered to be there.
We call that mommy mandated. Mommy mandated.
Yeah. And there's people there that don't want it, but they're forced there. So if you don't want it, you're not going to achieve it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, and not saying that you can't gain sobriety through being mandated through something. If you're mandated and that starts your journey, good for you. Whatever took place.
As long as it works.
Right. But if you think in the back of your mind, oh, well, one day I can see myself having a beer or two, watching the football game. But what does the saying go? One is never enough. And it always happens that way. And it doesn't even matter if it's just the alcohol too. If you're just how we were talking about Kratom, it's not the substance, right? There's a saying it says it's not the drugs that are addictive. It's our mentality that's addictive. Right? That we're trying to fill it. Yeah. We're trying to maneuver around these different obstacles in life. I don't like the way I feel, so I need to put this in my body and make me feel better. That's not it.
Or I had trauma 20 years ago.
Right.
And you might not even know it, but this is what you're using drugs and alcohol for, was to mask that trauma or whatever that underlying issue was.
100%.
So therefore, the drugs and alcohol are not the problem.
Yeah.
They're the solution to what you have going on.
Right. It's the problem lies within.
Yeah.
There's something in our minds, something that happened, something that took place. If it's trauma related, if it's abandonment issues, if it's just being around different environments, whatever that took place, there's something that took place that you're going to find eventually that you're going to be like, aha.
This makes me feel better from
that. This is what it is. Yeah. This is what it is. As soon as you understand there's not a substance or a drink in this world that's going to fix you until you actually surrender to this problem and change it. You have to, because it's not.
All right. So you were more, and he's here from narcotics. I'm here from alcohol. So I want to ask Brandon this. Do you feel, because this is the way I feel, you will never get that high feeling that you get from the very first time you try drugs, but you're chasing it the whole time. Right.
Is that a question for me, or are you?
I just want to know your opinion.
So, I mean, obviously, I agree with you 100%, because you're not going to feel that same feeling ever. You keep adding to it, right? We'll keep adding to it and walk on that line. And I'm talking the line of life or death, where we don't even know if we're consciousness, or we may wake up and we're in the bathroom and I'm hugging the toilet, or I got bruises on my leg because I nodded off for 8 hours.
Or you're in the back of an ambulance.
Or I got Narcan 3 times and I died for 4 minutes. Yeah. It's not something that I'm proud of, but those things have happened. And until I changed that, and I knew that I couldn't have anything to do with it, I just had to let that stuff. I needed that change. I needed certain things to take place in my life for me to want that. And I'm so happy that I found that.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. If you feel you're using a substance to mask anything that you have going on, just realize whenever you wake up the next day, it's still going to be there. So instead of paying for a substance or doing whatever it is you do to get a hold of it, why not just put the work in to make what's wrong better?
Yeah.
And have an amazing life.
Listen, there's one thing I want to add to that before I forget. When we're talking about when we were walking those thin lines, or when we're adding different substances and we're not even understanding if we're conscious or not, or if we're even alive or not, there's no feeling, this feeling that I have of being sober and being proud of who I am and
And
putting the
being here
work in.
talking about
Right,
it.
just seeing that we can do, and then the look in people's eyes that I've seen me at recovery walks or these events, and man, you don't understand what you've done for me. That is the feeling that I'm talking about that you cannot get from a substance or alcohol. That is what keeps me going on a day-to-day basis. When you start to feel those feelings and you feel that genuinely, you'll understand where I'm coming from.
You think your high was
Has no comparison.
Yeah.
No, I'm lie to you not. Those happen more and more. When you work in this field, or whenever you're actually putting in the legwork, doing a nonprofit or something like that, when you have someone literally tell you, you don't understand how much you've done for me and how much I appreciate you, that feeling is the high, right? That's the high that I get when I love.
That's
to
my
see
dopamine
that.
release.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And you
love
feel
that.
good.
Yeah.
I love doing this stuff. I genuinely love working in recovery. And some people may say, that's too much. A program and you work in recovery and you do. This is what I do. This is my formula.
You don't have to
follow.
Work whatever works for you.
Exactly.
There are different paths to recovery. You can do traditional ANA stuff.
Smart,
You can do whatever.
DBT, CBT, smart recovery.
Smart recovery. There's what's the one I'm trying to think of? I can't believe that I'm drawing a blank on this because it's
Celebrate recovery.
Celebrate
Yeah,
recovery.
yeah. Religion.
Celebrate recoveries through faith.
Yeah, right.
And it works for a lot of people, just like AA works for a lot of people. NA works for a lot of people. Going fishing works for a lot of people.
Right, right.
Crocheting works for a lot of people. It doesn't just have to be something, but find a hobby because you're going to need something different to fulfill the void that a substance was consuming you with.
Yep. You're going to have some downtime. You're going to have some free time. And the more that you go looking for those solutions and those people that have that, and listen, you're not going to want to do it someday. You're not going to want to show up to that meeting that day, or you're not going to want to go to that event, or you're not going to want to go meet up with this person, but do it. Do it. I promise you, if you do it,
you're going to feel
by the time you leave that place, you're going to feel better. I guarantee you
100%.
that. And anybody that wants to take me up one, and you could email me and we could bet whatever you want to bet. If you're being genuine about it, you tell me.
Gambling's an addiction.
Right.
Right.
Listen, if you can't control it, put it this way. If you can't go without it one weekend, then you're.
I'm just.
Listen, there's things I fall short on every day. I say, I ain't going to not buy another pair of shoes. Eventually I do.
But you got a lot of shit.
Yeah, I do. I don't need it, but I go months without buying them.
Right.
I got to be aware of that disease too, because I can substitute a substance for me being
100%.
irrational about buying stuff.
100%.
You
When
think
I first started getting sober and everything, and I got home from recovery, I was all about Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon and chocolate.
You and my girlfriend both.
I could eat chocolate all day long. I had it hidden in the nightstand. I would be up at 3 o'clock in the morning, sitting on the edge of the bed, eating a Hershey bar. Carmelo's called me Count Chocula. But I was filling that sugar void. There's a lot of sugar in alcohol, and I had to fill that void. I did it with Hershey bars. For a
Yeah.
little
No,
bit.
there's studies that they say that sugar can be just as addictive. Our brain reacts the same way as if we're using. I forget what the study was that I read. I mean, don't take me. I'm not a scientist. I'm not trying to lay statistics here. But your brain is letting off your serotonin and the receptors is the same thing as if you were doing cocaine. Sugar is the same thing.
Right.
Your brain is firing off. But you got to be aware of those. That's the stuff that we're talking about. When you find yourself doing these irrational things or making these quick purchases, or you're on Amazon too long, or you're watching videos, listen, there's so many different things. There's videos out there that people watch. The stuff that we're talking about that is addictive and it's bad for you. If you find yourself doing these things too much and you can't step away, then you probably need to let it go. Reach out. Exactly.
The phone don't weigh 1,000 pounds, but yet everybody has a problem picking it up.
Oh yeah. Every excuse under the sun.
If you could pick it up that easy to call the dope man, why can't you pick it up that easy to call us?
They'll wait there for 2 hours on the corner.
Yeah. One thing about recovery is you look back at people that are in it with you, and if you went through any type of addiction with them, you will realize that having an addiction is another job, especially if you're trying to hide it. You will do more work for a 12-ounce can of beer that's hidden in the rafters than you will at an 8-hour job. Just because you want to make sure you remember it's there and nobody sees it.
Yeah.
And then you got to worry about the empty can.
And believe me, they see it. That's the funny thing. You do all that work.
You could think you're so slick.
We were just talking about this earlier. If it's somebody, especially your wife or your girlfriend or your mother, your father, you could put that substance in you, and I swear to you, I don't know how it is, but I can recall that. So they'll know. They'll know. It could be it could be a shot of alcohol.
I could tell now. And
I used to get so mad. My mom used to be like, "Are you on? What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And you'll know. You get so defensive. You start building up. Oh, what do you know? I'm not this. I'm not that. Well, come on. Let's be real. You were.
Yeah.
You are.
So if you learn one thing from listening to us talk about all this, learn that you can take accountability.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
that helps.
Absolutely.
You got to be accountable for your actions. And you probably, at this point, if you're listening to this, you probably pissed a lot of people off in your life.
That's
Don't
inevitable.
think that walking out of recovery after 30 days is going to be
Oh, no.
welcoming, because you have a lot of trust to gain, and it's going to take you a long time to do that. But you can't be mad at people for it, because think about
How
the
many
way
times
you
did you
learn.
say, I swear this was my last
Or
time.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Listen, if the words sure came out of my mouth, my family would turn their back, because I said
They
it
don't
so
wanna
many
hear it.
times, 1,000 times. I
don't
mean, you
wanna-
can only say sorry so many times.
Actions speak louder than words.
Just put the work in. Don't give up.
Yeah.
But what he's saying, if you had 30 days in, 45 days in, whatever you're choosing to do, that's just the beginning. But it does get easier, and the fight will always be there. But you just got to keep striving, keep finding those people, and I promise you, life does get better. Promise you that.
So there it is. That is what the future holds for the Recovery Cast. And I hope you guys all tune in and tell your friends. We're going to be recording another episode here in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, so that one could air. Maybe we'll drop it Christmas Day. Who knows? But
Merry Christmas.
what a better time than to sit around with the family and listen to a recovery podcast to prove to them that you're trying to better yourself. And that way, at least whenever a commercial comes on for addiction recovery, not everybody stares at you like they do on other holidays. So just think of that. But yeah, we're gonna hit some pretty tough subjects. We're gonna hit some sensitive subjects. We have a lot of people that want to date in recovery. People are vulnerable in recovery, and
13 stepper.
yeah, right. And
It's hard.
it is hard. And to date someone in recovery, you have to be really, really established in your recovery, and then you could be there for each other.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But just make sure that you're strong enough to do that, because you may have to be there for that other person, and they may have to be there for you.
Yeah.
So
That's a touchy subject. I would love to dive into that.
yeah, we're going to. But
Yeah, I want to say before we air, I appreciate you, Bill. I tell you this every day. I'll tell you this on air. I love you, man. You're my brother.
you, brother.
I love you,
You know.
and I'll do anything for you. I appreciate this opportunity, and I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Yeah, so keep a lookout. We'll be announcing when this next episode drops after this one, and we hope that you stick around for it and tell some friends. But until then, stay clean,
Oh.
stay good, and stay sober.